Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we got our beds working, right? So we can initialize a rest from facing either the wall or downwards while in a bed. And it looks like, yo, what up, Squinch? It looks like we're doing this right? We're not able to trigger a rest unless we're in the bed. So it looks like we did that right. So I'm not exactly sure what our next plan of action is now that we've got that. So we can actually rest and heal up. You know, it updates the coinage, it updates our hearts, so that's working. Great. So I guess now, you know, this was a detour. This was a detour the past week because we didn't have that feature implemented to rest and heal up. So that took longer than expected, but we're done now. So I guess we just get to decide what's next. Man, I started streaming way too late, man. It's 12:43. Yeah, I messed up. I waited too long. Okay, so in terms of the demo, we've got most of what we need. Yeah, maybe we can plan out. I don't know what we're gonna do today. I don't know what we're gonna do. We've got to do a lot of polish, right? We've got to do a lot of polish of random bugs, like, oh, we need to make it impossible to cast a spell when you're inside. You know, a little thing like that. We need to make sure you can't rest if you're dead, or if you're dead that you don't respawn. That you do respawn. So we've got a couple of things like that. But what else? You know, we've got to make introductory levels or a pathway to basically the other biomes and then start blocking them off. It sucks. It sucks that, yeah, like I don't want to put these fence posts in a ton of places. I'd like to design where most of it is not fence posts, right? Right now, that's just like an easy collidable map object we can throw in to just prevent people from walking in a place that would glitch them out. So I'm not too worried about like the level design, the overworld level design. I'm not too worried about that. It's just, you know, a preference thing. Like we have to just decide what other sprites to add. Yo, what up, Finn? Work on music. Oh, I guess I would say with that, Squinch, is like, have you shared it with anyone, and what do they say about it? Because I have 3 songs for the game I've made, not including the loot sheet music. And I kind of feel similarly to you. Like I don't know if I like it good enough. Like all I hear is all the mistakes, right? But like I think it's unique enough. I'll probably just dump it. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Yeah, because I'm like, it's weird because I'll play the new music I made for it, and then like halfway through I'm like, this is weird, and then like another like 40 seconds pass, and then I'm like, okay, well, I think I like it though. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something I can do tonight in code, or I don't know, or we just plan out what we need. So I don't know. I guess we need a list of like all the we need a list of all the bugs before we, you know, ship the demo with a bunch of bugs, right? So I know, I don't know, do we just start gathering a list of bugs to fix? Yeah, we've got our Dark Temple now. We've got our inn. We've got our refinery. We've got our Mage's Castle. We just need to actually like make the sprites for Mage's Castle. So in terms of getting stuff done for the demo, I think we're at the point where we need to just make the new overworld map. We need to add the overworld map so that it's not just all this template placeholder stuff, which probably means drawing a couple new sprites of different things. So, you know, maybe we can do, I know we do have like some snow, but we don't have like anything in between grass and snow, you know. So like maybe I don't know, we just need to figure out more things. Because yeah, in terms of the demo, we do need to make it so that we do need to make it so that we have a tome inside of a treasure chest object, because that's what happens once you defeat the first dungeon here. You get unlocked to the first tome. Uh-oh. What just happened? Oh, that's a bug. We pushed a crate in here and then we just like blocked the way for us. Huh. I don't know what would happen there to block us. You know, the crate must have just not been removed from a... I don't know, but then we're not even activating the push animation, so I don't even know what's going on. Uh-oh. We're not removing the crates? When did we even touch this? How long has this been busted? We're doing this thing, I don't even know what it's called, broken crate? Okay, yeah, so when we run break crate, we're gonna spawn a coin where it used to be, and then break broken crate. It's like as it gets broken down, so what happens when broken crate is true? Because we're trying to find where we deinstantiate it. Remove crate. Why did we stop doing this? Why is this commented out? Maybe I'll make a fast travel cheat code for the developer. Like if I can have, if I can like look around the global map like this and just warp to any zone, that would be actually really cool. Oh gosh, and then I exited. Wow, well, I feel like I'm not going to program tonight. I mean, I think it's just too late for me to be productive. That was my bad. Okay, we're removing the crate now. I don't know, dude, I don't know when I turned that off or why, but... So yeah, for the demo, we've got this first dungeon and the first sheet music to play through. So we'll need to plan a little place to pull the tome inside a treasure chest. And then I still need to build out the full... Uh-oh. I still need to build out the full melody for the sheet music. I guess one of the biggest things we need to start working on is how it looks to we need to fix the continue screen so that we have more health, but we need to do right here in our inventory. When we swap inventory, we need to gray these out based on the actual person's unlocks. So, you know, they can't buy topaz just yet from the refinery until they get enough. You know, they can't refine the element till they have enough topaz. So we need to lock these. So they probably need to be like grayed out. And same goes with the tunic. And I know a big bug right now is if we have our green tunic applied and then we fall into a hole, the green tunic just falls apart and doesn't do things right. And it even looks like on the... What just happened there, man? Okay, when we hit continue, we need to reset our health. Something's wrong in our render or our outline of our spellcast element, but let's try to do this. Yeah, if it's game over. Okay, if we hit start on the option selector, we're going to change back to the play state, but before we do that, we're saying we're going to load player data, which is turned off. So it's only broken because for the web deployment, we turned off Bitzer. So for right now, let's just say gplayers.health gets assigned back up to 12 or something. We have 7 hearts, so let's just say you start with full health there. I forgot we gave ourselves 1 heart to test the healing, which is why we've been dying so fast in the dungeon. Okay, we hit continue. We do not come back with health. If game over, continue last save, yeah. Okay, I don't know why our health did not change there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, I guess so. We have this thing called the pause state. Okay, and in our pause state, we have a key item. I want to say it's a key item class that we made. Because the pause state is the inventory. I should call it inventory, not pause state, because that's just weird. But it's like the inventory state, right? And I don't really see much of anything this is doing. It's just saying we're going to update a global item inventory. So let's see this key item inventory where we define this thing. And what is inside it. It is literally an inventory item. So a class of inventory. And if we look at what's that is, this is all the math we have to do the outline and selections when we're in the inventory state. So we're trying to figure out how to lock the elements because you only have Flamma at the beginning. During the demo, no other elements are quite ready just yet. So if we want to limit the movement for when the row is 1, which is our top elements, you know, it goes elements and then it goes tunics and then it goes tomes. So we have this thing, either a key item or a normal item. We have a cursor. Yeah, we'll have to dig into the cursor code and see what that class does. But let's see. We just defer the input to a function that we wrote, which is handle inputs. So handling input, we are basically, what is happening? This is for the item placement. Like we basically move the thing from our item inventory into our active spell slot or active item slot, but we don't have that doesn't really track for the elements though. Let me see. Let's take a look at the cursor class. Because we're trying to see where we we're asking certain row and columns for these items, and all we're doing is setting the Y or X location based on the position of the key item. So it's like all the cursor is like a location that overlays the item. So where are we doing, how are we updating the cursor? Because we're not even changing the X and Y of the cursor, are we? Item cursor, so let's see, it should be key item cursor. Okay, well, yeah, if we handle left or right, all we do, okay, so here. We basically need to go to the left and right inputs, and we basically, if our row is 1, right, if we're on the elements page, well, see, and this kind of sucks because in the demo, you'll only start out with Flamma, you won't have any other elements, and you will also not have any of the tunics until you clear half of the first dungeon. So you'll have 0 tunics, 0 tomes, only 1 spell element, So it's just very limiting at the very beginning of the game. You only have access to the one element you have unlocked. But basically we need to do in here, instead of just mindlessly updating the selected column to be an item, it needs to only select the item if it's unlocked, which we don't have. We don't have a built-in way to do that. It could be as simple as saying, you know, we're going to handle the right input. First thing we do is get which row we're on. Are we on the element row? Are we on the tunic row? Are we on the tome row? And then once we know which one we're at, we can just assess. We can have a variable that says, you know, element unlock number, and if you only have unlocked one, then you can only select the very first thing in that row. But as you unlock it, we can increment that number so that you can, you know, navigate through as you unlock them and equip them. So, but then we also would need to, you know, right now we're previewing the player depending on the equip. Yeah, so I guess if we can't ever highlight it, then we can't equip it. Yeah, so if the cursor can't go over it, then we can't actually equip it. Okay. So yeah, we just need to, I guess the trickiest thing about this would be to make it look like that spot is empty, because right now we're rendering just a PNG of our pause mockup. That's what it's called. And we don't have a way of saying, okay, well, we're on, only spell 1 is unlocked, so therefore render the red flama, but then every other one is an empty render until we unlock it, you know. So we'll probably just fix the mock-up so that it looks right. But then again, as soon as you get the green tunic, that needs to unlock. So we need to find some kind of method to update the pause mock-up, or at least how it looks in the pause state, so that it can realistically look like it's unlocking more at a time. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna program tonight. I mean, I think I just started too late because I'm just too tired. But we know what direction we've got to work on. You know, I think we're at the time where we can focus on our bugs and our known bugs and our overworld map design. So starting tomorrow, I'll probably start. I might finish this bug, or I think we might just hop into map design. Well, let's do this first. We'll do this before we do overworld map, just because I think this is going to be a little more taxing than just doing new art and then drawing the new art for the levels. So we'll work on this inventory advancement first, and once that's done, that's like the last, I keep saying this, but that's like the last new feature needed, right? Where we can kind of limit or allow the player to actually equip things that are theirs in the game, and then add their status of their inventory to the save function, so we can load exactly where they were at in their own playthrough. So yeah, I don't think I programmed any tonight, so sorry, but just too late. But I'll call it a night here. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll get working on actually doing this inventory system. So make it demo ready, and then we'll have some playtesting for it. So let's see here who we can read out to. Yo, Catch a Squinch, thanks for hanging. Yeah, it's kind of uneventful day, but I don't know. I'm tired, dude. It's Friday. I didn't stream till late. All right. Well, I'll catch everyone later. Thanks for hanging. Hope you all have a great night.